What's the temperature in Louisville, Kentucky?
Little bear, what are you doing? You ready to go? Are you ready? Is it walk time? Yes, it is. You ready to go? Let's go. Come on. Come on.
Than I am then. I was born endlessly poor. My family lived in a studio apartment. My dad made $2 an hour being a stock boy in a liquor store. So I usually tell this part of the story. Things, by the way, just so everybody knows, I did the, whether you might have saw the billboards that I put on the turnpike in 78. Like I did it. What I was doing was I was day trading attention. In 1997, when there was only a table.
Roma, Roma, Gaga, ooh la la, want your bad romance.
What's up, kitten cats? I just rolled up to KH Gym. Today is Saturday. I need to get down here. Hello. Today is Saturday. What day is? I don't know what day it is. Literally, YouTubers never know what freaking day it is. Oh, it's the 11th. Because I looked at my calendar this morning. I was like, oh, my birthday's in 3 months. Hey. But yeah, so I'm about to train some shoulders and chest. So today, the last shoulder workout that I did was more of a strength shoulder day, so that was my load shoulder day, and today is a volume shoulder day. So actually, Marie just posted a video of her trying out the load and volume setup that I taught her while I was in LA with her. So it's really cool to see people trying that. I actually learned it from Chanel. So it's cool to see people trying the training setup that I've been implementing the last couple months and enjoy and have noticed growth from. So today is a volume-based shoulder day. I had a load-based shoulder day. Shoulder and chest day earlier in the week this week since I train shoulders twice per week. So yeah, we're gonna get in there and I will show you guys. It's pretty much gonna be similar exercises, just different reps. It'll be 3 to 4 sets of anywhere from 8 to 15 reps depending on the exercise. So going for more of a pump, going for more volume, hypertrophy, as opposed to trying to work up to heavy sets. So that is what we're doing today. Let's go. Hey you guys, so I wanted to use this workout footage to kind of explain to you guys my training split and how I set up my training, because I have had some questions about that in the past. So I'm just gonna overlay this with my workout footage from today. When it comes to building your training split should reflect your current goals. So it should reflect your physique goals as well as your strength goals. For myself personally, an example here, my current goal, my #1 goal is to build my pro physique. So my split reflects points that I need to bring up in my physique, that need to be augmented, that need to be better. So specifically for me, that would be my glutes as well as my shoulders. Those are two main focuses for bikini, but especially my glutes, that's what was lacking the most after my last season, so we really needed to bring those up. And I did lose some upper body size due to prepping for so long, so that has been a focus, bringing the dunk delts back up. We're getting there, but bringing that back up. So your training split should reflect your current goals. For example, if your goal is to, you know, be a powerlifter, your training split should reflect how to get you the strongest at squat, bench, deadlift, because that is what your goal is. So as far as my current split goes, I train 5 days per week and I rest 2. So one day I have a leg day, which is a glute ham focus, followed by shoulders and chest the next day. Then I rest. Then I take another glute focus day. I don't hit quads like ever because my quads develop anyway. You might be different, but I just have I have a very active quad. They just want to grow no matter what. So I'm very quad dominant, so I don't directly hit them, but they do get indirect work from things like lunging, squatting, even deadlifting. But anyway, so I do legs, glute ham, shoulders and chest, then I rest, and then I do a glute focused leg day, and then I do back and buys, then shoulders, chest, tris. I literally do like 1 tricep exercise because again, my arm, well, not again, but my arms also have the propensity to develop and add tissue rather quickly because they do get a lot of recruitment from pushing and pulling movements, and then I rest. For each training day specifically, I choose 1 to 2 main movements, main compound lifts. For a shoulder day, an example would be a barbell overhead press like you'll see in this video, and then I'll choose 4 to 5 accessory movements. So an example from this shoulder day would be a lateral raise. So I choose 1 to 2 main movements and 4 to 5 accessory movements. So I usually do a total of about 6 movements per workout. A really common mistake that people make, and I did this too when I was first starting out especially, is you try to kill yourself with volume essentially. You're trying to do a million movements each workout and just bury yourself under training, and that's really not necessary. I've experienced great growth on doing, you know, 6 exercises per workout. Part of what that contributes to is your overall volume. Like, your overall volume needs to increase in order to add muscle tissue, in order to add strength, but you also have to be aware of what's called your MRV, which is your maximum recoverable volume, and that will vary based on each individual. But maximum recoverable volume is the amount of training volume that you can perform while still recovering from it. You know, it doesn't matter if you're doing, you know, 8 movements, 3 to 4 sets, whatever. It doesn't matter if you're not recovering from it, because then it's totally lost its purpose. So everybody's MRV is different. That's something that you'll kind of have to play with and adjust and toy with yourself. But if you're not recovering, your training is not doing its purpose, because you need to recover from your training in order for it to be effective. So another thing with my training split that I've mentioned to you guys in a few videos that people have had questions about is I have been doing probably the past 3 months, I would say. I learned this from Chanel. It's a load versus volume split. So on my load days, I will work up to a heavy 6 for the majority of my exercises, and then drop down after that heavy 6, drop the weight, do 9, drop the weight again, do 12, drop the weight again, do 15. And then on my volume days, I do 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps, just depending on the movement and depending on how I feel. Again, bodybuilding is, you have the ability to auto-regulate, so it's not locked into, you know, you have to do this many sets, you have to do this many reps. You can auto-regulate, like compared to strength training where your volume has to be a little bit more tightly controlled. Yeah, you can auto-regulate a bit more with bodybuilding training. The reason I think I really like this load versus volume is, one, I'm used to pushing heavier numbers, so I get really bored if I'm just doing a bodybuilder split of, you know, a typical bodybuilder split of 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps all the time. I get really, really bored doing that. But also, in order to grow tissue, you do need to increase your training volume over time. So I really believe that having those lower rep, heavier sets helps to increase overall strength, which in turn will increase your overall volume over time, because as you get stronger, you can do more volume in the higher rep ranges. So, you know, you're getting stronger over time, you're increasing your volume over time. That's how you put on tissue, and that's also how you get stronger. So with regards to switching the load versus volume during the week, 1 week I will do the load day for a specific workout. You know, I'll do shoulders and chest load. And then the following week on that same day, say I did that on Tuesday, so the next Tuesday I will do shoulders and chest volume. So I flip-flop from week to week. Something that I've noticed with that as well is the volume days allow for a bit more recovery. They aren't as taxing on my nervous system. And then when I'm back to a load day, I can go hard again. I can push some heavier weight. And then another thing to note here, if you decide to try this type of setup, is that I try to, and I do this on purpose, I don't do all of my loads. I don't have glute load, I don't have glute ham load, I don't have shoulder load, I don't have glute load, I don't have back and bi load, I don't have shoulder chest load all in the same week. I'll do, you know, for example, glute ham volume, shoulders chest load, glute load, back by volume, back by volume, and then shoulder chest tri volume, to switch it up so that it's not all load or all volume in the same week, if that makes sense. And so then, since I did include some ab training in this video, I want to talk about ab training really quick. No, you cannot spot reduce your abdominal fat. You can't just, you know, get abs by training your abs, but I fully believe that training your abs will help them to look more defined and more muscular when you are at a body fat that allows you to see abdominal definition. So I train my abs 2 to 3 times per week, and also it's just good to have a strong core, like, come on. But I do train my abs 2 to 3 times per week. Large compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, presses, those are the foundation of your abdominal structure. Those are the foundation of your abdominal strength, because they require you to have a strong core, and that's what's going to develop your core the best, in my opinion. Along with adding accessory movements in there. So I do some traditional accessory exercises like cable rope crunches are a favorite, and then lying leg raises, things like that. But then I also like to mix in things like you see here with some med ball slams, or just really fast, explosive abdominal movements, because you do have a combination of fast twitch and slow twitch muscles in your abdominal wall. And so I try to do more explosive things to work more of those fast twitch muscles. That's something that I implemented back when I was training as an Olympic lifter. So if you guys have followed me for a long time, but I've really noticed improved abdominal development when I train a combination of explosive movements and then just traditional weighted movements. That is how athletes train, and athletes are known for having very strong cores because they have to have them. So, you know, again, mixing in some sport performance type training in there is going to benefit you in the long run, in my personal opinion. I like to mesh training cycles, definitely. So then lastly, how to know if a program is working or not. Basically, there's a couple of ways that I like to assess whether or not a program is working. And again, this is in the context for me of a growing period. So I'm not trying to cut down, I'm not trying to lose weight right now. One thing is to take progress photos, and that's ubiquitous whether you're cutting or growing. But take progress photos, you know, compare week to week, but especially month to month. See how you're looking, see how you're growing. Are you looking fuller? Are you looking more muscular? That is one way to tell if a training program and, you know, your dietary protocol, that also comes into play here. To know if those two are working is to compare progress photos. You can look at scale weights. Some people like have a psychological thing with comparing scale weights. They don't like seeing the number on the scale go up. But I will say, if you're trying to grow muscle, that number on the scale will go up and you will gain body fat. Like, you can't, I've gotten a lot of comments like, I want to grow muscle, but I'm afraid to put on body fat. And what I'm going to tell you is, if you're scared, go to church. Like, if you want to grow muscle, you need to put on body fat. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, you're scared, it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen anyway. Like, if you want to grow muscle and you train in such a way to grow muscle and you eat in such a way to grow muscle, you will put on body fat because they happen together. Just like you can't only lose fat, you will lose some muscle tissue along with it. They're not exclusive processes. They both happen. So yeah, if you want to grow muscle, you're gonna have to put on a little fat. I'm not as lean as I am when I'm on stage, when I'm growing muscle, and you shouldn't be. It doesn't work like that. So then, yes, take progress. Sorry, that was like a little rant, but if you want to put on muscle, you can't be afraid of fat gain because it's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. The number on the scale is gonna go up, you're gonna look a little softer. It's okay, it's part of the process. Don't fear body fat. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of, it's okay. And that's like a message I think we really need to hammer in with people, specifically females. Like, they are afraid of putting on body fat, and that's ultimately what holds them back from getting a better physique for the next time they're on stage. They're afraid to gain weight. So shout out to Ari for creating the hashtag gaining weight is cool. If you need some weight gain motivation, go look at that hashtag because it's awesome. And so then another way to assess whether or not a program is working is, and obviously if you have a coach, they can help you assess this as well. Like, Nick is very good at saying, okay, this is working, this is not. But if you're coaching yourself especially, ask yourself, are you getting stronger? So if you're trying to grow muscle, are you getting stronger on the program that you're on right now? Because adipose tissue, fat tissue, doesn't get stronger. That's not its job. Muscle tissue gets stronger. So if you're adding muscle tissue, you should be getting stronger. And you know, flip-flop, if you're getting stronger, that means you are adding muscle tissue. Either that, or you just weren't training as hard as you could have. So if you start to train harder and you're getting stronger, you're either adding muscle tissue or you were kind of sandbagging it before, and by learning how to not sandbag things, you will grow muscle in the future, if that makes sense. So that is a little bit of explanation on my training split, how I structure my training, and all of that jazz. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'll go ahead and leave that here for the video today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please leave any kind of video requests you have for informational content like this in the comments below. It's my favorite content to create, and I want to help you guys, and I want to be a resource to you. So that is all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.